Hi, I'm Grace. I just finished adding on these adorable pockets to my jeans, and I'm going to show you how to do it today too. I originally bought these jeans on eBay and they were actually missing one of the back pockets, which I didn't realize when I ordered. So I was going to just do a regular pocket update, and then I decided that I know how to sew, and so I'm going to do something fun instead. I'm going to show you all the steps along the way.
I had another pair of jeans that I was planning to donate to Goodwill, so I ended up removing the pocket from those jeans. I also removed the pocket from the pair that I was updating. A tip to remove something like a pocket is to use your seam ripper on the underside of the garment. Pick about every 4 to 5 seams, and then when you turn over your project, you'll be able to easily remove that top stitching. That's because the understitching or the bobbin thread is what holds that top thread in place. Clean up your pocket by pulling out all the extra threads. I followed that up with a lint roller to make sure that I didn't have any extra threads lying around. Remove the threads and use a lint roller on the back of your jeans as well to make sure that we don't have any loose threads. Cut out fabric a little bit larger than your pocket like you see in the video. This is a time to also use pinking shears or an overlocker or serger to finish up the raw edges of that fabric so that it won't fray when you wash your project. I did not show this part in the video. You will then take Scotch tape and tape the fabric right onto your pocket. Do this for both of your pockets. This is a time to switch your machine thread to a top stitching thread that's going to match the rest of the top stitching in your denim. This is what mine looked like, and it is pretty close. This is a Gutermann thread. Go to your iron and give your pockets a good press. The first step for the pockets is to sew these 2 lines that go on the top of the pocket. This is called a top stitch. You want to do this at the beginning of your project because obviously we won't be able to go back and do this once the jeans are secured to the pockets because we would be sewing the pockets closed. You're going to do 2 rows of stitching to make it look nice and clean and professional. When you get to the end of one of your pockets, you'll lift up the presser foot, turn the pocket around, and stitch that second row. I did not use a proper seam guide for this. I just followed my foot and kept an eye on where I was stitching and made sure it was the same width all the way around. I'm using just a regular glue stick to glue my pocket onto my pants, and I'm going to just place it right onto this darker part because that's exactly where the pocket should go. So that gives me the perfect outline. Go ahead and sew it on. I'm going to make sure that I am only stitching around these sides. Of course, I do not want to sew along the top of the pocket because that would seal it shut and then we wouldn't be able to use it. You will want your machine to be on a straight stitch and up your stitch length to 4. You want to make sure that you do the first layer of stitches on the inside before doing the outside because it's going to hold your pocket in place, and then you can go back and do your outer stitches. If you have a hump jumper or a piece of cardboard or a stack of sticky notes like I have, this would be a good time to put it under the back of your machine foot. This will help your machine get over that big bump that is the denim pocket because there's so much bulk there. When I came to the corners of the pockets, I would pick up my foot and move the pocket around to the next side and then press the foot back down and keep sewing. Press the pocket to make sure that you get out any wrinkles at this point. I do want to show that at one point I was having a lot of trouble when I was doing my second row of stitches getting my needle to go over that really bulky part of the top of the pocket. So what I did is I got some wood and a hammer from my garage. I put the wood underneath the bulkiest part of the seam, and with a scrap piece of fabric in between the bulky seam and my hammer, I went ahead and hammered down that seam. This actually really helps to reduce bulk, and it helped me to sew a lot easier.
We need to make sure that we're putting bar tacks. This is a bar tack right here. This is a zigzag stitch where you have a lot of pressure on your pants, so we need to put those at the top of the pockets. To do that, we're going to change our machine to a zigzag stitch and reduce the width really low to like a 2. Okay, we're going to come over here and it's going to give me a zigzag stitch that's really, really close. I'm going to want to do this for probably about a centimeter, back and forth a couple times, and then I'll keep going and finish my stitches along the outside of the pocket. And my pockets are done. I think they turned out adorable. I'm super happy with them. The last step after we did the bar tacks is I'm going to snip all my threads off, and then I'm going to remove that tape that we put on the inside of the jeans. I think that this is really just the beauty of sewing, or just having a hobby that you can create in general, is you can kind of do your own thing. You don't need to, you know, if you don't like the color of something, you can change it. If you don't like the size of something, you can adjust it. I think that goes for a lot of hobbies, you know, where you're creating something: woodworking, clay, sewing, cooking. So I'm just so happy that I found this and that I can just have an idea and then create it just like that. I mean, like just last night I had this idea to put this cool fabric on it, and here I am with new to me jeans. Let's go try them on. Really happy with how these jeans turned out. It was such a fun and quick project, and it really ended up being a lot easier than I thought it would be. I hope all the instructions were easy to follow. If you do it, please send me a picture or tag me on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm at Social Cues, social like SEW. And if this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. I plan to post a lot more easy to follow tutorials that are centered on upcycling, and I'd love to see you in the next video. Thanks. you.